Hi friends, welcome back to Resolute SMP. I'm Grenbug, and today we're going to be working on our spawn area. We have a house we need to build, and we also have our little mud farm we need to get running. So you can see behind me, I've been growing lots of trees, so I have supplies for building and for tools. So now we need to get started clearing this area out and get started on our builds. So I have this whole area cleared out now. I'm just keeping one tree up here for and some bamboo up for supplies, so I have more wood and more bamboo to use in my building and making chests, all that kind of stuff. And then my little farm over here, I'm starting to build it out. Now this is actually a mud farm, but I want to convert it to also being a clay farm. So I was just doing a test to see, would the wood flooring work okay to convert this into clay? And it does. So what I have down here, and this is something different from the tutorial, is that I'm going to add at least some of this area to have the dripstone to convert the mud into clay, because I'm going to need both mud and clay for my shop. So that's what I want to work on next. Now, a big thing that I need next, though, is a lot of glass bottles. This farm takes up a lot of glass bottles. I'll also need a few redstone components, but I went and looked at how much it'll take. 18 stacks of glass bottles, but then it automates the making of the mud, so I can just sit here and put dirt down and it will auto convert it into mud. But in order to do that, it needs a ton of glass bottles, so that's one unfortunate thing. But there is a desert up to the north and a little bit in that direction. So what I'm going to do is go up there and get a bunch of sand and start smelting that up. I built a little lava farm over here so that I can smelt things up very easily and cheaply. So that will help. And so I'll just go and get a whole bunch of sand, and that'll be our next step to getting this farm going. So I brought a saddle because I thought maybe I would run into some horses, but this is even better, a donkey. Can we be friends? Can we be friends, donkey? Oh, I need to drop something here. Let's drop that. Let's drop that. Oh, I need a clear space. There we go. Can we be friends? Oh my. Can we be friends? I love him. I got a donkey. Oh, this is the best ever. This is actually what I wanted, even better than a horse. A donkey. This is great. Now I just got to find a way to get back. Okay, so I have my whole area prepped here and we're ready to start building the farm. I laid it all out, And now I have also all the materials gathered up. There's actually not too much of redstone components that I need. And there were a lot of glass bottles that I needed to collect, but I got those all ready to go. So now I can build out this farm. I'll build it up and then I'll come back and show you how it works. I'm not going to build the whole structure yet because what I'm going to use to build it are some of the blocks that I'm going to get from the farm. And then I also want to get some other blocks to coordinate with it, like some terracotta. I'll need to find a good place to away from spawn to get those terracotta blocks. So let me get this farm all set up and then I'll walk you through it. Okay, so we are back. Everything's all finished and it's working properly. It took a little bit extra of work. I ended up having to put a bubble column back here because water bottles kept getting stuck back here. But once I added a bubble column back there, the water bottles come right up and into the hopper like they're supposed to. So now everything seems to be working okay. Let me show you how it works. So first I need to load a piece of dirt right there. And now when I add dirt over here, it converts this piece of dirt over to mud and pushes it down the line. And eventually enough will push down that this row of pistons will shoot the dirt this way, or I should say the mud. So if I keep going here, and you can see little water bottles coming up from the bottom and going back into this hopper here. And so this one keeps filling up with water bottles, just like it should. And I will go this angle so we can see that line of mud go down. And it's a pretty good system. It's a little finicky. I've had a couple issues with it, but it's easy to figure out. And there's the line of mud gets pushed out by these hoppers when it gets down as far as it can. So now I can fill up this whole area with mud. Okay, so now we hit the point where it is not able to go any further. Let's make sure we got our water bottles there. Yep, everything looks okay. So we pushed as much dirt as we can out here, so this is as far as it's going to go. And then you can see some of this is converting to clay. I just have a few rows of dripstone underneath to be able to convert some of this to clay. Yeah, so that is as far as it can go. So I'll actually make sure to move my dripstone so it's only as far as this goes. So this helps me both with mud and with clay. Now the clay I'm going to use for flower pots for my shop. I'm going to eventually make like half of this up for clay so that I can generate a lot of clay. It takes a little time for the clay to convert, so loading this up and just letting it sit will actually be a good thing, good use of time. So what I can do now is start shoveling this to get it all out of here. And this gets me a lot of mud to work with, which then I can turn into packed mud and packed mud bricks. So I've started doing that a little bit. Oop, there we go. And with the packed mud and the bricks, now I can start looking at my color palette. So what I wanted was kind of a unified look to things with the packed mud bricks, and then the jungle woods and some bamboo. I think that would be a nice highlight in a few places. And then I can make builds and make them a little more unique using that main palette, but then switching out some of the colors. So right now this is lime terracotta. but then I can switch it out on some builds for dark green. That'll look very nice. And then I'm looking at what other colors work. The yellow terracotta works pretty good with this palette. It clashes a bit with the bamboo, that bright yellow. Well, maybe it would work. We'll have to see. But this gives me a range of colors I can use in my builds while still keeping to these more neutral colors of the mud bricks and the jungle woods. So now, finally, after all that, I can get ready to start building. I think I'm going to build right over here. I've been kind of laying out different places and looking at the angles and everything, and I'll show you why I picked out this area. And it's that I can watch the sunset. and specifically, I can watch the sunset in between Miney's house and Z's house, which is nice. Originally, I was looking at an area up here, but then I can't watch the sunset. So I do like watching my sunset. So I think what I'm going to do is build a house right over here where I can sit on the front porch and watch the sunsets. Well, let's take a look at the outside first, and I'll show you around a little bit. So the downstairs with all our storage, and if we come out to the front here, what is this? No phantoms? Oh, this is the safety committee is wearing phantoms. I guess what does it say? That's interesting. No safety? My goodness. So here's how our build is doing. I think maybe we'll just take that down. We'll just take that down. Somebody actually made map art of the phantom. Okay. So our build's looking pretty good. We got, I love the contrast of the yellow against the green, and the kind of the darker green of the jungle wood. I think it really looks cute. So that's coming along nice. And while I'm working on finishing up this build, I'm going to go over and start working on my drawing for today. I took this screenshot and happened to catch the moon coming up, and I just love the design of this composition. So I want to try to do that in a drawing. Now, for some reason, whenever I do a nighttime scene with the moon, I always just am drawn to making it more just pure line work in two colors. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm not going to add, full colors. And I think it's just because with the nighttime and the muted colors, that seems to call to me to just have it be very simple. It's kind of like a nighttime scene instead of a colorful daytime scene. So there's our drawing for today. Okay, so we are back and our house is looking great. I'm coming around. There we are. I think it looks fantastic. I like how it blends in with the surroundings. I left that one tree that's still an original tree. And then we got the bamboo and another small jungle tree there. But I think this looks great. Let me go park my donkey. We still got to get a name for him. and let's walk you through. Okay. So I think this is looking great. I went ahead and added some bone mealed up the area to give it a lot of flowers. There weren't really any flowers here, so it was nice to see that we are getting a lot of flowers. Means I can put in a little flower farm here if I need to. So let's take a look at our house. Oh, let's look around the outside. So I have my donkey over here. I also have some llamas that showed up. I don't know where from. They just kind of showed up, and it's nice to have some pet llamas. Yes, it is. Now, in the back here, so I used to have my lava farm and some furnaces over here, and I moved that all into the build. So I have my furnaces here, and I also have to make bone meal. I got my composter there, and I can, throw things in here and get them out. Now, one thing is, where did the lava farm go? I'll show you. It's underneath, and I can grab lava from here, and I'll show you where I put it. So we have a little overhang here. I love how these little outbuilding lean-to kind of things look on buildings. It adds so much to it and makes it easy to use, so I don't have to run inside all the time. Some pumpkins over on this side. And instead of glass, I just use the bamboo, which I think the bamboo fencing really gives it the kind of framed window look. I like that a lot. So that's what I did for my windows. Now let's come along inside. Up here, I got my little bench where I can watch the sunsets. I have hanging baskets. So let's take a look inside too. Now, inside, I have all my storage, but this is just, again, this is a spawn house. So this is just my beginner house and kind of some beginner storage. I have some things, but not too much. And, I'm going to start building my bigger base soon, but this at least gives me some starter materials to work from. Again, lots of hanging plants and lots of picture frames, that kind of thing. If we go upstairs, this is just like a little entryway area. My bedroom's in here, some more plants and that kind of stuff, a little more storage. And then out here, I have my little upper deck area where I can sit out here and enjoy the open area looking over everything. And I think I showed this in my last little video, but this is it's totally by accident, but it's actually very cool. I can get up here and, in case a raid comes or something, I can shoot people from up here. That's nice. Coming back down inside, let's go down to the basement. So one of the things that I wanted to do was get rid of my lava farm outside, and I moved that down here. So now I can just come down here and get all the lava I need. I have a little area here to make obsidian. That's always nice to just be able to make it when you need it. Now, remember that little barrel where I had all my lava in buckets? That's right here. So I can collect my lava, throw it up here, and then it's available for my furnaces, which are right up there. I kind of like that. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind in future builds because it's nice to tuck the lava away but still have it accessible but hidden. Now this hallway goes down to my clay and mud farm, and you can see I have some of it set out for clay, but and that came in hand for all those flower pots I made. And so this is our little basement area. Oh, look, that sign that was on the front door moved back here. I don't know how that happened. And back here, I just have a little bit of a dripstone farm, just so I can get more dripstone. Eventually, I want to make it where this is really more of a clay farm, just so that I can make all my flower pots, because I am going to open a shop, and that will be my part of the shop is flower pots and flowers. And so that's going to be our episode for today. I'm so glad you joined me. My name is Grenbug, and we'll see you next time.